Good. Yeah, I mean, anytime you get a bye week, get rested up, and they know what's at stake. This is a huge game against Purdue. Purdue's played well. We get to play at home, 3 of our next 4 at home. But they understand that we're close, and we got to be able to finish games. And, we just have to continue to put our guys in competitive situations and those plays that matter, so when it comes in the game that we're able to get over the top. Well, they really enjoy it. They want more of it. They're telling us they want more, so we'll continue to do it, and it livens up practice even more. But we got to have competitors, and I think we have competitors. It's just a matter of continually to put those guys in whatever the situations that come up within a football game, so we're able to. We have that opportunity to get it done. Really good. Yeah, he had to go through a protocol, and he's back and ready to go. Was out there today at practice and had a good day.
What is it that allowed him over the several weeks leading into your bye to really sort of grab a hold of that starting job?
Well, just consistency. What I'm looking for is consistency at the position, knowing what you're doing, being able to execute. Are there things he needs to continue to work on? Yes. Have we missed things? Yes. So I got to keep coaching him up on those things. But, he gives us a guy on the edge that can run, and he's caught the ball well. I think he's one of the top, receivers in the Big Ten when it comes to running backs. And, he's just really taking a business-like approach. Now I got to continue to get Yant, Savion, Stepp, and those guys, consistent to where, we have a number 2 and a number 3 guy that can go out there and really be able to help us down the stretch run and into the future.
You've taken Stepp with you on the road, and obviously he played more early in the season. Is it a health conversation, or what does he need to do to?
Just consistency and practice, and the other guys have done a really good job. It's not necessarily anything he's done. They just have done some things maybe a little bit better at times, but he's really been a great teammate. He comes to work every day, and I appreciate that. And I know that he wants to play, a lot, and he's going to continue to keep getting better, and we're coaching the heck out of him to continue to get better.
What kind of learning experiences have the last 2 games been for Yant?
Well, I think you come out against Northwestern and everything's great, and everybody's patting you on the back and how good you are, and then you kind of get brought back down to earth a little bit. I think with a young football player that has a lot of talent, that you're going to go through some of those swings, and I think at the end of the day, until you go through those swings and experience the highs and the lows, you don't know how to react. And he's been able to see the good. He's seen inconsistencies, but he's obviously a talented player, and he's got a bright future here. We just have to continue to keep putting him in situations where he's going to be able to execute plays that can help us. But he's had a good attitude. He always has a smile on his face. But I'm going to keep pushing him because he's talented and he can give us a lot in this program.
Is it the assignment awareness? Is that what you're looking for most from him?
Well, I think everybody has assignment awareness. That we have to always continue to work on. It's just being able to go out there and see the call, line up, have the footwork, see where the cut might go, and revert back to your training. We talk about it all the time. Like one time in the game, he switched the ball right away, in traffic. We can't switch the ball. He knows that. So he wants to make a play so bad. Sometimes you try to do too much and just let the game come to you. And that's just more and more with practice. But obviously he's a guy that can really run, and he's getting better. He's getting better in his pass pro. He's getting better catching the ball. It's exciting what I see. It's just that sometimes you got to get knocked back down to be able to go back up, and that's kind of what happened. And as a young player, when everybody's telling you how good you are after one game, you start to look at that. But then you got to be able to say, hey, that week's done. Now I got to come back and be ready to go the next week. And I think it was a good learning experience for him.
So Ramir goes out on second down in Minnesota. Adrian runs downs on third down. What was going, because you're up in the box, you're not down on the field. What's going through your mind on that fourth down play, not before it and then as it unfolds? Because, I mean, that's a tough spot for a young kid to be in, but he had to,
Well, I mean, listen, Yant wanted to make a play so bad there and score. It was an unfortunate deal. And you know what? I love the kid, and I'll ride him every time right there. 99 out of 100, he makes it. That one play he didn't. And it's one of those things that we all are, but it is what it is. But I have the utmost faith in Yant that he's going to make that play every time. We'll put him in again in that situation if it presents itself in the rotation and everything. So, yeah, I didn't have any doubt that he wasn't going to make it. It's just one of those things that happen in the game of football that, just happened.
With Savion and maybe overall, I mean, Ramirez caught the ball really well. Is there something with him? I mean, he's had a couple of chances where it looked like there was a play to be made in the short game, the horizontal passing stuff, and he hasn't, for whatever reason, falls off or he's dropped it. I mean, what needs to change for that part of your offense?
Yeah, I mean, with Savion, he can catch the football. He's got really good hands. He just has to focus when the lights are on in those situations. And, the first play he was in, we ran the reverse pass. Second down, he ran the swing pass. He's there. You got to catch the ball, period. He knows it. Everybody in the stadium knows it. I know it. And he's got to be able to make that play. He knows it. So it's just a matter of focus, and every play matters. And you can't be a little lackadaisical, and I think that's what the young players, they have to understand, that when you go out there, the game is on the line on that play. That play matters. So that's just, until you put them in those situations, sometimes you're going to have really good results, and sometimes you're not, when you're not a guy that's played, for 3 years. And those are some of the growing pains with young backs. Some of the younger guys you're going to go through. It's just a matter of keep repping it in practice. He works extra on his own when he's not in a certain drill. He works those swing passes. He does it on his own, and every one of our guys are working the things that they need to work on when they're not in that particular drill or that particular situation. They're working on stuff that they need to get better at, and we tell them what those things are. That's Savion, one of the things he needs to do, because he's got good hands, but you got to be able to, if there's a guy in space or like in your face, you got to be able to still catch the ball.
Hey, Coach Frost mentioned last week that you guys are going to be going more maybe to the portal for this particular class. Are you the portal coordinator along with the recruiting coordinator, or is someone else handling it?
We're all kind of involved in recruiting on that, and it's a matter of, the way of the world. We know what it is. I mean, I think there's some transfer kids we'll probably look at. But again, they got to be the right kids. They got to fit our culture. They got to fit what we're trying to get done here. So when a kid leaves, there's various reasons. You got to make sure that you're getting the right guy, and not get somebody in here that doesn't fit what we're trying to get done here moving forward. But every team's going to be looking at the portal. Junior college kids, there's probably some opportunities there as well. But again, you got to get the right kids. We got to do a really good job of making sure we find the right guys that fit us. We've done a good job on some areas, and some areas we haven't. So we got to continue to really work that process. It's the way of the world of free agency, right, to a certain degree. And you got to be able to go and get through this season. Then as we look at it, where can we maybe fit a guy in here that can give us an older guy that can help us next year or moving forward. Maybe it's a 1-year deal, maybe it's a 3-year deal, 2-year deal, depending on the position. Cool. All right, guys.